everybody. Benji here.
And Teeny.
Here for a moment, another travel-related vlog we've wanted to do for a while now. In fact, one of our most common requests is, hey, can y'all please share how you save money when you travel? This vlog, we want to share how we as a family of 5 save money when we travel. Let's go. One of the first things that we do when it comes to saving money as a family, and that is flexibility. Flexibility meaning traveling during off-peak or off-season. It's going to save you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars, depending on what your travel destination is. Meaning being, if I need to travel in the winter in a place that is very popular during the summer to save money, that is what we do. We plan our adventures during the year around off-peak for the most part. That does mean that we have to get away from work maybe in different times, school, but we work around it, but we do save a lot of money. Thoughts?
Yeah, so one of the tools that is most useful for us when trying to find fares and hotel prices on a budget is using their calendars, and several of these websites have these calendars that you can look and see when their lowest fares, their lowest costs are, and we usually try to travel around that time if we can.
Yeah, what's good at places like Skyscanner, and there's many other things, that's what we use. If we're going to use airfares, we will type in, hey, we want to go at this time, and you have like a fare calendar, which will actually pinpoint days of the week that is cheaper to fly on. And so we've saved a lot of money on that alone. So number one, be flexible. On top of that as well is be flexible not only in season but days, right? We've just experienced that with Kalahari Resort. You may share a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we were there for Everly's birthday, and it was cheaper for us to travel the week before rather than the week of because of price calendar. For whatever reason, I think a lot of times if hotels are trying to fill a room and they have low occupancy, then they'll put the prices lower. Also, sometimes booking last minute. Yes. We have been able to stay at Great Wolf Lodge for an amazing price. We had a tip from a friend that said, hey, book last minute, like the week of if you can, and try to go during the middle of the week. And you can get it for dirt cheap, and so that's what we did. We've
saved a lot of money doing that. We were just on Kalahari Resort just right before this vlog. One of the weeks in June, middle of summer, it was $725 a night. We also looked about a week later, it was $170 a night, which was, I mean, come on. It was on a Sunday night, but if you're flexible going into Monday, that is a lot of saving. We want to add to that is that don't just check an airline and then be done with it. Keep checking back and like take a big sample size if you don't have the full month, or a sample size of when it, because every day it is changing. And so you would check, you know, once a day. And you're going to find a way. Now there is a tip, and I believe this is true, that if you go into incognito or use a VPN and change your place, that can also help with destinations, because they get used to you going that and they don't feel the need to pull those prices down. So try that as well. That is another way that you can save.
Oftentimes airlines will have sales as well. Just wait.
Newsletters as well.
Yeah, just wait for those sales. If it says that it's going to be from, for example, say you want to travel in the month of August and it says summer sale, but it's just for June, July, just know that that airline is probably going to have more sales coming up for August as well. So just wait until they have those sales. If you start to see that the prices of the flights are going up, that might be a good indicator that, well, maybe they're not going to have that sale, so you might want to jump on it. Now, I know that Southwest will allow you to adjust your flight cost to the current total, so if you find that it goes down, then contact Southwest and they can get you those lower fares.
Yeah, and I would say that as well with like cruising as well. Checking different times for cruises. contacting that travel agent, and that travel agent will be able to maybe get your money back.
Yes.
And so, again, another good reason for that as well.
Yeah, for using the travel
Yeah.
agent.
Tip number 2 is travel credit cards. Yes, I said credit cards, and you have to be careful with this.
Yes.
We're not saying just go get a travel credit card and be crazy with it, but you can use this, your vacations, and you can make your money work for you and help you get on some crazy, awesome adventures. So one of the ways that we do this, Teen, you kind of handle this, so maybe you will explain this a little bit better.
Yeah, so we currently have 3 travel credit cards that we use. We have a hotel credit card, a airlines credit card, and then just an overall travel credit card. They all 3 have different perks. They all 3 have different point systems. So you have to be careful, and you have to know which one does better hotel points, which one does better airline points, which one will get you more points at the pump or at the grocery stores or at even your online streaming services. Actually, all 3 of them will allow you to get cash back on certain purchases. So it's not just all about travel, it's all about just saving money. But with that said, you do have to be disciplined and careful because we use these credit cards for our everyday spending. Then we pay off the credit card at the end of the month. Then we have points to use towards travel after that. But it can get away from you. So if you're not disciplined in credit card usage, it's probably not for you.
Yes. So you have to be disciplined in this, and what we've made it as a rule, we don't spend anything that we wouldn't in a regular day or month. So whatever we have regular, like groceries, gas, we put that on the credit card, and it does rack up because we know we were going to pay for it anyways, but we pay with the credit card, and then we pay that out, we get the points, and then we're able to travel. We have been able to probably fly to Orlando 3 or 4 times in the last 3 years free, or at least with the points. We've been able to go to Seattle. We've been able to go to California twice with the points. And so be disciplined, but allow this to work for you, and it will save you. Flights are not cheap, and this is a great way that you can cut down on your cost. We've really enjoyed our Marriott credit card because of the sign-up bonuses. Same with the airlines. You get those signing bonuses immediately. You're going to get access to travel once you reach the requirement of that bonus. So we have really done well with that. So we would always encourage you. Also, sign-on bonuses. We'll put in the link in the description. That would help us out. That's a link that we have as a referral if you want to know more about the credit cards. We can tell you about that. We'd love to answer your questions. But they're phenomenal, and they can work out very well for you.
It's really important that you do your research. We did have American Airlines card in addition to our Southwest card. The American Airlines card really wasn't for us. The Southwest was more better fit for our family. So you also need to just do your research and see what's going to work better for you.
Yeah, do your research. But even in the American Airlines, we were able to meet the requirements, get the bonus, and that's how we got out to Seattle, Salt Lake City, and back. And that worked perfectly for our trip. And then we canceled that whenever we no longer needed it. So travel credit cards, if you're disciplined, they are a must to save some money when you travel. All right, number 3 is don't go to popular places. I know you're like, oh, what? That makes no sense. Well, hear me out on this one. We go to Disney, we go to Universal. We've done a lot of popular places that we love to go to, but sometimes you just need to pick places that are not so popular. And how you do that is research. Do some research and find places, even in your local state or your country, that are not as popular. There are hidden gems all over this planet, and you can find great destinations for you and your family that aren't as popular, which means they're probably not going to cost as much. And so if you're looking to get away, this is a great opportunity. Now here in Texas, we've been able to find some places off the beaten track and not spend a whole lot of money on it just to get away and enjoy travel. Do your research on that. There are so many people on YouTube that do travel content, including us, that we try to share things from all ranges. Not everything that is expensive, but just everyday little vacations that you can take. That does not break the bank. I know in the last couple years, we've been able to experience some national parks, camping, and stuff like that really is a cheaper option. And we've been able to find some hidden gems in our country, and I know you could find as well.
Number 4 for us is use a travel agent. Now, we have a couple friends who are travel agents. It's absolutely no cost to you to use them. And when your trip is over, from the companies that they have worked for.
Yeah.
So it's no extra cost to you. They are not charging you anything. And you're helping out a small business and a friend. So it's kind of a no-brainer if you can use a travel agent. Now, that said, also, if you're going to go to a national park or something smaller scale like that, you might not need a travel agent. But if you're going to do Disney, Universal, beaches, like some sort of all-inclusive resort, use a travel agent. Why not help out a friend and their small business?
Yeah, absolutely. There are thousands of amazing travel agents. We have our favorites, and we'll put one of the links down below that you can go check her out. She's phenomenal. And so she has, the wonderful thing about travel agents is they take everything and they fill in the gaps where you may not actually know that you needed to get things checked. That is their living. They know all the ins and outs. They know when things are cheaper. They know when things are packages and bonuses and things like that you can get in that you wouldn't know from just doing a Google search. And they will, they're just phenomenal, and we love our travel agent. And so anytime that we have a question or inquiry, we send off an email and she gets back to us. But again, there are things that we were able to do in Universal, Disney, and other activities, cruises and stuff like that, that we would have missed. So travel agents, it doesn't work like it used to. They like you said, they get paid from the companies that they get, that they promote. And it's really cool. We'll probably do a vlog maybe just on that alone. But travel agents, they're going to save you money. Again, just do your research, find the right ones. We know ours, we trust ours 1000%. Tip number 5, and this has worked really, really well for us, and especially when you have 3 kids that like to eat. We like to eat as well and try different snacks. But taking food with you, you do have to do your research when it comes to theme parks on what they allow. Universal and Disney, we've saved a lot of money by taking food, but then also with coffees and different things. And again, that could be a whole other vlog of how we've set up for that. Teeny, you could probably talk a little bit more like that, because she set us up. She went to Costco, got a bunch of things for us, and we saved over that week.
Yeah, so if you're driving to the parks, if you're driving to Florida or California, wherever you may be going, we always pack food in the car instead of stopping along the way, because for us, on a good day, on a good meal, we can spend $20 for a family of 5.
Yeah, on the cheap end.
On the cheap end.
Yep.
But times that by 3 meals a day, that adds up.
Yeah.
So if we can take our food with us in the car, we'll take food, we'll make sandwiches, we can stop for a picnic, what have you.
Yeah.
When we went to Universal, we drove, and so we stopped at Costco before, and we took all of our food, not only for the drive there, but for lunch. We planned on having an early lunch and kind of snacking, so we kind of forego breakfast, but with cereal bars, the kids are fine.
They get set up, yep.
And then we planned on having one meal that we would purchase at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So that really cut a huge portion of our finances down so that we were able to spend our money on other things. So we were able to, the first time we went to Disney, we flew and we were able to take food with us. We put it in our checked bag and we took a whole bunch of food with us. So we were able to save money that way as well. Now you can get Amazon shipped to your hotel room, to your resort at Disney World. You could do the same thing at Universal, I'm not sure. But we saved money doing that as well. So we would rather try the Disney snacks than a full Disney meal because they are very, very expensive. Like, very expensive. So
expensive.
Very expensive. So we would rather try the snacks around the park and bring our own food and save money that way. Now, when we were at Disneyland, our hotel was right by the McDonald's. So again, we would have the Disney snacks. We were there for the Chinese New Year, so we tried some of the Asian snacks. At the end of the day, we would stop by the McDonald's and get what we now call the Disneyland special for our family, which is
40 chicken nuggets,
40 nuggets and a basket of fries.
Yep. You have to find ways to save, because a lot of times in the park it absolutely is going to be expensive. And that's not to say that we don't try food. Trust me, check out our vlogs. We do try snacks and stuff, but we try not to eat everything in the park because it does rack up and it does become very, very expensive. But that goes with any theme park or traveling. We love to go camping, glamping. We get to a grocery store and we buy for the full week, and we do save a lot of money doing that. Try not to eat out as much because it's just expensive anymore, especially with a family. So tip number 6, and I am so appreciative of my wife on this one. This is traveling light. She has got it down packed. People are like, well, how do you travel so light? Well, we just do. One of the ways that we do that is, especially if we're going to a place that we know that they have washer and dryer, you don't have to take as much clothes. You can make use of that facility. Same thing on a cruise. If you're going to summer destinations, you don't have to pack a whole lot of stuff. And so we've been able to save a lot of money because I'm telling you, and I try to keep things positive, this luggage stuff that they are making you pay for when you travel on airlines right now is ridiculous. And so if you can find the guidelines at that airlines and stay within that or under that, less headaches, and you are going to be saving money.
Yes. Yeah, I know that I said that we did pack and check a bag with food in it. That was back when Everly was still in diapers. So of course, when you're traveling with a toddler, infant,
it's going to be harder.
You are going to have a lot more luggage, and you probably will have to check a bag. But now that she is older, we don't have to pack as much. We can all pack comfortably with a carry-on.
And I would also say, because you said that, it brought to mind, like a lot of times when you go to like these resorts and theme parks, call ahead and find out if they have a pack and play. Right? Instead of taking a pack and play with you, most hotels and resorts and all that are going to have that. Same with maybe stroller rental, and see if that's going to be cheaper than what it would take to do that. But those are just other options. Just again, do your research, find out where you're going. You're going to save some more money.
One thing I would like to add about packing lightly, especially for females, and I know this can apply to men and children too, is packing in layers. And one way that I found to do, and mix and match. One way I found to do this is going on Pinterest. They have a ton of ideas about minimalist packing, packing in a pod as they call it. So you can mix and match clothes, you can layer clothes, and this really eliminates on the overpacking.
So rather than having 15 t-shirts, you may have 5 various ways that you can use that shirt with the pants. Rather than taking up so much space. And again, capitalizing on cleaning facilities, laundry, if you need to. There's plenty of those options out there for you. Alrighty, number 7, and that is use public transportation. Now, in some places, this may not be the best option, and again, you have to do your research. But going to cities, do some research, find out if it is safe or not, especially if you go with your family. But again, you're going to save a lot of money. For instance, we were in Boston and we used the public transportation, and it was phenomenal. New York City, yes, Seattle. We were able to pipe into their public transportation. Again, you bigger cities, you do have to be careful with that. But instead of paying the outrageous fees, especially you don't want to be driving around some of these big cities, right? And then you find that you are going to save money on that, especially with rental cars. being the price that it is. I'd say if you have to find a rental car, again, do your research, put that net out there, find out which ones are going to be the cheapest, check out, and again, that's probably going to save you in the long run. Disney, you don't have to use really. Once you're on property, you're good. And then same with Universal, having right there the resort, planning to where you can try to use as much of their transportation as possible. It's going to be cheaper.
That said, Los Angeles was one city that we did not find it easy to get around with public transportation. So we did have to rent a car in Los Angeles. Through
Turo, I think it was. Yeah, that was the first time that we've used them.
Yeah.
It was great.
Also, with going back to the credit cards, you can use points to get a rental car. Yeah. And depending on the credit card, those points will go very far with a rental car company. Yeah. So check that out as well. Yeah. All right, so we are going to finish with that. We know we have plenty more, and we may do a part 2 of this. If you've enjoyed this, hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell. Add your tips and tricks to saving money as well. Put those down in the comments. We'll make sure we pin that. And again, we are always doing travel content. We'd love for you to come along for the adventure. We're glad we get to do this vlog finally. It's been years since we said we were going to do it. We've done it. We hope this can help you and your family out, or just really in general traveling. The more that we save, the more travel I feel like we can do, and we've been able to do that. So we're truly blessed. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye. Bye.